The political drama and infinite split of MDC formations are due to poor ideological grounding by some leaders who pursue personal interests at the expense of the party, analysts have said. Last week, the political circus in the MDC saw the party's vice president Dr. Thokozani Koop clashing with the president Mr. Douglas Munzara. To that end, Mr. Munzara suspended Dr. Koop from MDC T on Thursday, accusing her of supping with adversaries and fomenting dissent in the fractious MDC T. Dr. Koop later announced the expulsion of Mr. Munzara from the same party, raising technical issues that he had left the party on his own to join the MDC Alliance. Political analysts described the move as unfortunate since it had nothing to do with people, but rather individual egos. Mr. Colin Merizzano, a political analyst, described the MDC formation as a circus, saying it is on record that these are appendages of Westerners whose objectives have always been to malign and subjugate the interests of third world countries. The numerous outbursts which have been in the media, he said, have nothing to do with people, but rather meant to satisfy egos. Mr. Merizzano said they cannot compare with ZANU-PF, which he described as an organized party whose conduct of its primary elections is beyond reproach. That will give you a clear indication that the ruling party is anchored in the values of the people for the people, he said. The comedy in the opposition is taking place a few weeks before the country goes for crucial by-elections on March 26. Next year the country will hold general elections. The original MDC split in 2005 in the wake of sharp differences over participation in Senate elections. The anti-Senate faction was to become the present-day MDC T, while the pro-Senate faction is the MDC led by Professor Welshman Cube, which further split, resulting in the formation of MDC 99, which was led by Job Sakala. Mr. Nelson Chamisev is also the leader of a splinter group, MDC Alliance. Mr. Caution Torave said the electorate will definitely dump the MDC, considering ZANU-PF is not leaving any stone unturned on infrastructure development, fulfilling the 2018 party manifesto. Major roads across the country are currently under rehabilitation, giving people confidence in the ruling party policies, which are people-driven, said Mr. Torave. A researcher, Mr. Gibson Nicozino, described the MDC formations as a dying movement which has no idea what is happening in MDC formations and the political arena is that we cannot compare a dying movement which has no idea or which is not premised on any political ideas to the ever-rising revolution which is presented by the ideas in which ZANU-PF has been standing since the days of the liberation struggle into independent Zimbabwe. In this context, we realize that when the MDC formation started, it was a congregation of student leaders, a congregation of the labor movement, and white former farmers who came up with a political front without central theme to those formations, which tells us why this is coming to a halt, explained Mr. Nicozino. He said, they are splitting because from the beginning there was no consensus, and now with ZANU-PF bearing the idea of unity, peace, and development there is an existence of that even at party level, so that they are a disciplined force that can be marshaled into national development and enhancement. This, he said, can be seen through peaceful provincial and primary elections that have been conducted by ZANU-PF. It is an institution which is more than the individual. In these MDC formations, there is more of individualism, MDC, MDC T, MDC N, MDC 99, MDC Alliance. ZANU-PF is a collective effort because it is a people-oriented party with sound policies, said Mr. Nicozino. Last year, Dr. Koop lost the race to lead the MDC T, now led by Mr. Munzara, but as a face-saver, she was appointed the party's first vice president. However, the relationship between the two has always been feeble. While Mr. Munzora insisted that he is the bona fide leader of the opposition outfit, Dr. Kook declared that the party has now officially split into two.